Hey guys, welcome back to Firsties Podcast. I'm your host, Mila.
And I'm your host, Mella.
If you're new here, if you're a Firstie,
we're basically a safe space for first gens who dare to dream.
We like to laugh, kiki, argue.
Basically, two baddies with a mic.
I mean, no lies. I see no lies.
No lies.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. How was your weekend?
Okay, so how was my weekend? I have a family member over.
Okay.
So I'm doing the whole like DC, and she is loving it.
Yeah.
I keep on forgetting that, like, how much stuff we can do in DC because it's our backyard.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yeah, we could go to the museums or whatever, but it's a great excuse for me to finally go do it.
Exactly.
Have you ever been to the African American Museum?
I have, but I only went to, I didn't go to like to the slavery section.
Like the lowest one. Where yeah.
I did it, like, we started from the top. I don't know why we did that, but we started from the top. So we were just like literally lollygagging.
Yeah.
It was like 4 hours in. 3 hours in.
We did like the speed round because we only there for 3 hours, but you do need like a couple days
not the
to
speed
do.
round.
No, but literally, and anywhere like I would
day?
try to read a blurb, and then we had to move to a different because
Yeah.
we only had a certain amount of time. But we started from the bottom and then worked our way up.
Oh, okay.
Like, wow, whoever built that, and
It's literally perfect.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It's-
Go look at that. But yeah,
the slavery's a little heavy, so like you might have to like take. I feel like it's a 2-day trip for
the memorial was a lot for us.
Mm-hmm.
That we wanted to do that as we were on the second floor, I think.
Yeah.
But then my cousin was like, "Can we just save that for the end? Like, let's prep for that."
Yeah.
Because it's very, very heavy. To your point, yeah. But it's something that like everyone needs to like. Even my cousin who's from Sweden was like, I kind of really, really understand it now. Where before I read in textbooks and stuff like that and media and stuff, but actually being there and seeing the like material that was there and everything, like it's very, very moving. Yeah, it's very, very moving.
First of all, let me tell you what she did to me when she introduced me to her cousin. She's telling me she's the only Ethiopian. She's the only Abasha
In Sweden.
She's the only Abasha in Sweden. And she said it so fast, so I thought it was fact. So I was like, wait, really? I've never felt like a dumbass. Like, oh my God, if I could go back. And
we should
just
reenact it right
ignore
now
you.
so they could get it. We should reenact it right
Go
now.
ahead. Who are you gonna be the cousin or you?
No, I'm me. And
Okay,
the
and then the
cousin's like
the
sitting
camera's
right
the cousin.
there. Yeah. You guys are my
Y'all are the
cousin
cousin.
Sara. Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God, like, how do you like Sweden? How's everything? And then Mila goes,
I'm like, girl, you know she's the only Habesha in Sweden.
really? You're the one?
I said, girl, I was joking.
I can't even. She looked at me like, are you serious?
the betrayal in your eyes to me. I was just like,
Mila, how could you?
how, like I thought we were family.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
But damn, she probably thinks I'm a dumbass now, but no, I promise I'm not.
But one thing is the most interesting thing about having a family member here is she, first of all, loves Firsties.
Yeah.
And she was saying how being the only, I mean, obviously there's other Habesha folks.
Yeah.
Hope you know.
Now I do.
Mella.
I learned.
Yeah, but she talks about that kind of transition between those two cultures and how she's usually the only black person in the room.
Yeah.
Like at work or whatever and stuff like that. And so we were talking about culture and expectations, and then what was brought up was the kind of the expectations were, we were talking about our 20s, we're close in age.
Yeah.
She's 28, I'm 28, and we were talking about just kind of like we get the, you know, when are you getting married question, when are you having kids question, and so I'm like, oh, this is worldwide. Like, it's not just Ethiopia. It's everywhere. Yeah.
Literally, I feel like every immigrant does that. Like
right.
every
Yeah.
parent, literally.
And I asked her, which my cousin, who's her brother, like, does he get it as much?
Yeah.
No. She's
The
like,
boys never get it.
they
They never get it. Y'all are always safe. I don't like that. We need to shake shit up.
Shake.
We need
and
to
that's what this
shake
podcast is
shit
going to
up.
do, honestly.
No, absolutely. Like, we're going to bring it up, literally.
Yeah. But we were on that topic, and then we we ended up watching a documentary. Have you seen the documentary, The Man with 1,000 Kids?
No. What is that?
Carmela, the most wild-ish ever. Essentially, it's a fertility specialist somewhere in the Netherlands, and he became wildly successful very quickly because he was like the next coming of Jesus. Like, that's how people, because you would go to him, you had problems, you know, having children, and he would get you there, and you would, you know.
You'd be like pregnant?
Yeah, basically, yeah. But then he was using his own material to get these families pregnant, and we're talking about over 600 kids.
First of all,
from this one man named Jonathan.
How do they find that out?
Great question. It was through Facebook. After like I believe one of the kids of Jonathan got injured. It was one of those things where they needed medical history or whatever. And then when they did testing and stuff, they were like, math is not mathing. Yeah. What would you do? Like
that's insane.
How would my mom was saying how she feels mostly bad for those men who those are not your kids. Like, you know what I mean?
They knew that though.
What?
Oh wait.
Right. Because remember, it was supposed to be you're supposed to spin both.
Oh, so they're not. Oh shit.
The egg and the sperm. Spin it. Make an embryo.
Is she teaching me biology right now?
You're supposed to reverse it, spark it.
They need.
Yeah, but then
I thought you were talking about like, you know how women or like lesbian couples go to like get
So that,
like sperm donors. I thought he was just like opting himself to be a sperm donor.
No, but not consensual. So they picked a sperm donor in his. So
either way, it would still be unconsensual.
Yeah, it wouldn't be there. That's my understanding. But when and by the way, some families had like 3-4 kids by him.
Back to this man.
Yeah, is that not? What would you do? What would you do? What would you do if you were in those couples?
Oh, like me and my husband. I'm thinking Correct. Me and my husband, and it's just me and Jeff.
Yeah,
the doctor. Ugh. I don't even know.
I think you just have to eat it. You just have to eat it.
I can't just eat that. That's so insane.
But what else are you supposed to do, love?
I mean, the baby's here. Like, I was still love the baby.
Exactly.
But that would be public enemy number one, and I'm not even kidding. Like, really.
So you don't even want to know what happens at the end, and
that's so
oh my
insane.
God, it's highly recommend anyone watching a documentary on Netflix called "A Man with 1,000 Kids." Actually,
what would you do?
Insane.
If you were dating this man, love of your life.
So I'm dating the specialist, the fertility specialist.
No. You're dating this boy, basically, like a random boy.
Okay.
Soulmates, love him, everything, and you realize he was baby number 561 and you're baby number 423. Y'all are siblings. Gagged. The host is gagged.
I'm speechless. On that topic, if I'm honest, I would ick my. It's
Y'all
just
are married.
Horrible.
Let me actually double it up because you're about to say you're gonna break up. Were you not? If you're like together,
I would have
to break up. Obviously,
immediate divorce, and the Lord will forgive me.
Y'all are married years in. Y'all done everything.
He's my half sibling.
But he's your husband. Y'all been husband and wife, booing and tooting for a couple years.
But what are the kids gonna look like?
Y'all didn't have kids, thank God. Okay, let me just say that.
But that's what I'm saying. So we can't continue. It's actually so. I'm glad you actually asked that. Actually, before I get to what I want to say, what would you do? Mella?
If that's
Mella?
if that's my husband, we're married. Excuses. I don't even have to explain. I'm ghosting my husband.
We both should understand. And you're weird if you want to continue.
You're a big weirdo, actually.
Right?
Literally. That's so insane. I'm sorry.
Like, this is why I really was like clutching my nut a lot, being like, but smart. Like
that, that's why I would never, how everyone talks about like, oh, donating your eggs, like something.
I never
really cheap, blah blah. Before I used to be like, wait, like I'm gifting people of like, life, Like at some point, there was like a time in my life I was like, I don't want to be a mom, so I'm like, I'll donate my eggs, blah blah blah. But I realized, not even don't want to be a mom, I just don't mind donating my eggs to a couple who are like, who really need them, whatever.
Yeah, that's really sweet.
Let's say my daughter brings a man and she's married, and that's also my child.
Right.
What the fuck would I ever do? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So absolutely not.
Would you ever, just really quickly, would you ever be a surrogate for someone? Like, you would just be the home of
Girl,
kid?
I wouldn't even be pregnant for myself, for my own baby. Like,
he's a babe.
Could someone be my surrogate? Exactly. I'm not being nobody's surrogate.
Okay.
Unless you're
Roger that.
Actually, nobody could even. That's like, you're risking your life.
Roger.
You know what I
No,
mean?
for sure. Yeah. That's why when people do it, I'm like, oh my God, you're really helping this family out by.
I don't even know if it's really help. Like, girl, are you really? Are we right here? Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's life threatening.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine if you died. Like, let's say you're a surrogate, and let's say like someone else is a surrogate for you.
I just have to say, this is her favorite thing to do. Just ask the most random. Like, this is her love language.
I don't get it. This is literally
Go ahead.
Perfect scenario.
Yeah.
Let's say someone else is a surrogate, like for you, right? And critical conditions. She's really about to die, damn near, and they're asking you choose the baby or the mom.
So in my understanding, there would have already been a contract.
What do you mean?
In place. Like the way my understanding of surrogacy, I don't know anyone personally, but from people like we've seen on the
they probably would have contracted
legal. Yeah.
Let's say you forgot and you were the one who's gonna make that decision. So it's someone really chose to put their life on the line for you and just be like, okay, I'm gonna have, Mila's kids and stuff like that. But during labor, critical conditions, either the baby makes it or the mom.
I'm sorry, I'm the baby.
You're choosing the baby?
Yeah.
Oh,
we had an agreement.
Crazy. What?
Imagine if you're my surrogate.
So you choose the baby over me? Guys, Firsties is done. What?
And that is it on this episode, guys. Make sure you
Are you insane? So you would choose the baby over me and I would die.
But are you the one? Are you actually
okay, I'm your surrogate. Let's say that.
Oh, we have a relationship. We're family, okay, girl.
But you would still.
I'm being a surrogate of like I picked out a list. There's a contract. Okay. I paid you $100,000 to carry my kid.
But still, that lady is what's it called? You still like build a relationship with her within that 9 months. Do you know what I mean? That's not like have my kid call me when you're due. You're not gonna do that. So you're gonna be friends with her and you're gonna like bond for the safety of the baby or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna be very eternally grateful. But I'm not putting a gun to her head to hold my kid.
So you would. Oh my God, that's so crazy.
What would you? You would pick the.
I'd pick the like my conscience would.
What about your kid?
I can have another kid. I'm so sorry.
That is crazy.
I don't care. I would have another. You know why? Because it's like, as crazy as it sounds.
Yeah.
For kids, it's like, even if I'm in a position where like it's me or the baby, choose me. I'm sorry because I don't know the baby yet. But if I'm looking at the surrogate, like I know who you are, I know your family, I know everything about you because I've literally like we've had a bond for 9 months. I can't choose a baby in your belly more than you because I literally know who you are. Like I feel like I'm killing you. I feel like you gave me the gun and I'm
hold the phone
on your head.
Hold the phone. You just said that if it's between, let's say I'm your husband.
Yeah.
And you're giving birth and it's between you. And by the way, I got for everyone. Yeah. But you or the baby, you want your husband to pick you.
Absolutely. The only person who should think about the baby in that situation is me. Why is my husband choosing the baby over me? We can have another baby. You're choosing the baby over me? Am I tweaking, guys? She's making me like feel like I'm tweaking.
In the comments, please.
No. I might. But would you? I don't think
because you're standing on 10 toes.
Stake, honestly,
no, you're standing on 10 toes, and I'm standing on 10 toes. There's nothing. It's your life and it's my life. So like, I support you in that. But I'm thinking of
would you choose
like
the baby over yourself?
I'm understanding it in the way of what my mom would do, and she would choose. She would say, "Let Mila live," and I'm a lead.
If you're the husband, though, you better choose me. Like that. What's it called? That thought process is like I could. The only person I could understand thinking that is the mom. Like as a mom,
okay. What if it's reversed?
I'm giving my child.
What
as a husband, you're choosing. I'm the love of your life. You need to choose me over the baby. Do you know what I mean?
But shouldn't he consider what you want?
Yeah, but at the same time, you need to
And you're saying what I want is me too.
No, but Dennis, you need to focus on like keeping like me safe. I'll focus on keeping the baby safe in that scenario.
It has been said that in that first year of the baby's life, I've heard like men in my family tell men who just had a baby, like, just let you know, the baby does not need you right now, but the mom does. So the first year of that baby's life, which is the toughest year, kind of, just cater to the mom.
Exactly.
And obviously you're gonna take care of the kid too, but like be focusing on being a great husband and a father, but because like our bodies feed babies, or, you know what I mean?
Life and death situation. I'm sorry, like,
okay, what if
maybe that's like I don't have a maternal instinct, I guess,
and that's okay.
That is completely fine. But I think in any situation, not even me being me being the mom and everything. Yeah. Even for the surrogate, I'll choose a surrogate. I don't think I can let that surrogate die.
Love you, but I'm
like imagine like it's like
give me that baby.
I know.
Give me that baby.
That's crazy. Like imagine like, okay, you're my surrogate, and be like, bye Mila, love.
It's not
pass me. You're literally saying bye my heart, free my heart, but give me the baby. Hell no, I'm sorry.
That was the contract. That was the agreement.
They could get it.
By the way, you review all this before that.
I understand, but there's gonna be times where I'd rather break the contract. That like I'm not gonna let a woman I know. I feel like I killed her. Like I feel like I.
Okay, let's just say obviously it can't be birth because because it's your husband, but okay, let's say you had to pick some situation, and anything, like I'm thinking of like on a boat, they're sinking, and either your husband could really take his time, it's time sensitive, he could either save himself or he could save your kid, maybe throw your kid up.
Then for sure, save my kid, because I have my kid. Like, that's my child. I've already had the bond. I'm a mother at that point. Do you know what I mean? I'm a mother to be in that pregnancy room in the hospital. Yeah. Not a mother yet. I'll be completely fine.
Really?
Not being that. Yeah. But if I, like, my siblings or whatever, like, even with my sisters, okay, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But when they're in my mom's, like, stomach, my mom's pregnant and that's it. But now, that my mom's pregnant and that's it. But now, like I could spin about like them. Do you know what I mean? Like, them over anyone in the world, because you already know they've already formed a bond. The same thing. I love that baby. I might have that baby, but I've already formed a bond with that surrogate for 9 months.
But babes, disclaimer: neither one of us have been pregnant. Neither one of us has been pregnant. But I would imagine having a living being in your body. You're already bonded with them.
I get that, but my life. Like,
okay.
Like, you can have another kid.
This is why
abortions. You know what I mean? Like, they have a baby, they lose the baby, but then they have a second baby. Of course, I'm always gonna think of that baby.
Yeah, like that's a very tough situation that people go through.
Even like those the TikTokers. I think they have 9 kids, but they have like 8.
Yeah,
like one of them like died in pregnancy or something.
Yeah,
but they always like mention the baby even in the ranking of like.
Oh yeah.
So that baby will always be firstborn. Blah 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 blah. But then life moves on. I have to have a second one if I even do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, got you.
But yeah, girl.
And this is why I love the podcast, because I love these. We don't have to agree. We said in the intro, we like to laugh, argue, and kiki, and that's what this is.
Exactly.
But anyways, speaking of kids.
Okay.
Have you heard that Gypsy Rose is pregnant?
The one that just got out of jail?
Correct. For being an accessory to her mom's murder, but she was abused.
Yeah. With the same guy, the other guy, the big one, or did she get?
So here's the thing. The way that I found out that Gypsy Rose is pregnant, because I have a retired mom, so she has time to just surf the web all day, every day. It's actually my nightmare. New Fear Unlocked is she sent me the article and basically was kiki and saying like, look, like, so apparently Gypsy Rose has got out of jail, got a man, divorced him, got another married him, and now is pregnant. My mom said you can't even keep one nigga.
She said she laughed, kikied, and did it all in what, a year?
Literally a year. I think it's a year.
She really realized like she was trying to get back on her timeline. Like actually,
she's like, I'm gonna make up for the times that I was locked up.
That's so insane.
Locked up.
First of all, shout out to you, Gypsy, because what? Who does? How do you get that?
No, but seriously, what are we doing wrong?
Yeah. Maybe we should
like,
go to jail.
As much as I'm joking, I low-key was like, wait, mom actually ate with that. What am I doing? And I was like, nah, I'm
maybe
good.
Like that's like the reset button.
Girl, I would not survive.
Go to jail.
Girl, I would not survive. That's crazy. I'm not made for that. Look at me. I'm not made for jail.
Me too, girl.
I
would actually snitch literally before even the judge asked me anything. Like, they did it, this person, this. Leave me out of it.
Leave me out of it.
Like,
so speaking of our, like my mom, the pressure, do you get that?
Oh, for sure. I feel like, actually, it's not like with kids and marriage.
What is it then?
But my mom used to be really, really strict, like to the point where like she would not want me to have a boyfriend, not even a boyfriend, talk to men, high school, all of college. Like she always like, we could be talking about like, I don't know, the politics, social, economic state of the world right now. She'd be like, please don't have a boyfriend until you graduate. Literally, like every time she just drops it here and there.
Graduate high school or college?
College. Like she'd be like, promise me, pinky swear. She made me do all the promises, honestly.
Yeah.
Probably not kept, but she literally used to just be like on me. And now I graduated. It's only been a year since I graduated. She's like, so do you have a boyfriend? Is there a boy in
like
your
you're
life?
supposed to flip a switch on.
Exactly. I'm like, if I, for all of high school, all of college, learn to not talk to men, learn to like, not really fuck with like guys like that, do you think I'm just gonna be like, all right, now I can have a boyfriend? It's hard. Do you know what I mean?
Dude, I feel like my other friends who've had couple of relationships, by the way, not all good, but they learned something from it.
Oh, for sure.
They're way beyond, I feel like I'm at kindergarten level of like dating, relationships. expressing my emotions. We're 28, babes. We're in our late 20s.
Literally. And then even with like, everyone had their crash out relationship at 19 or 21. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've had your worst, your big one.
Yes,
damn near,
your
like,
big
heartbreak.
one. Yeah.
You've done your heartbreak, your big one, at 19. So, like, now you can really, like, you know, move on. Or, like, now you can, like, move properly, whatever. Not having your big one in 23, that does something to you. Do you know what I mean?
Not having a big one at 28.
Exactly. It does something because I'm like, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean?
Like, so would you agree that in your 20s, like, you feel a little behind in that part of your life?
When it comes, like, to dating?
Yeah. Or just, like, experiences and.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I've had situationships here and there,
Yeah.
or, like, the talking stage, but, like, a relationship or dating, like, a boyfriend, no.
See, I feel like I don't feel behind because, like, there's situationships, relationships, but I feel like when it comes to, like, emotionally investing, I'm not usually emotionally invested fully. Do you know what I mean? So that's the only part I'm like, maybe am I behind, but it's not a time, like, there's no timeline for being emotionally invested. It's like a you thing. I just really just don't start that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's tough because I didn't see it with my parents. It's tough for me to be, like, emotionally available and vocalize my emotions. Like, I'm human. We feel the emotions. But for me to vocalize, like, I like you.
Literally, actually, throw me in the trash can.
But, like,
I can't do that.
But they need that. They need that reassurance. Like,
for sure.
And by the way, my actions might show whatever, but they need to hear that. Like,
exactly.
I'm the problem. It's me, Taylor Swift, all the way.
Yeah,
like,
that's the only thing that I'm, like, trying to work on too. Is just, like, making sure that I told you even last episode, like, me and words of affirmation are not. We don't know each other at all. Mm-hmm. So it's, like, learning to, like, you know, give people, like, affirmation and everything. It's just, like, really, I feel like that's the only thing that's, like, hard, but it's not a behind thing. Do you think that's a timeline thing, or is, like, our upbringing?
I think it's our upbringing.
Yeah.
For sure. Because I'm also thinking, like, I just saw, like, my older cousins getting married at a certain point and having kids, and I'm 28 now. I thought by 25 I'd probably be married by now with a kid. The same, like, we've heard this so many times.
Right.
And then you realize, 28 is actually not that grown. It's grown.
Oh, for sure.
We're grown kids at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then social media doesn't help, right? Being a 22-year-old billionaire, like, that's what's happening out there. And you're like, why am I not there? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you see yourself, like, constantly, like, comparing or, like, making sure, like, are you really falling behind according to the other person's timeline and not yours? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then parents don't help.
I feel like also it's a balancing act in the 20s because it's like, I feel like it's not realistic to have every part of your life figured out. It's like, for right now, someone could look at us and be like, damn, they have a podcast, their career, they're creative. But then ask us about, you can ask me about my dating life, shambles.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and so I feel like I'm behind in that point. And then I'm not joking. I'm saying this because I'm a little bit older than you, but I woke up and I'm like, oh my God, I'm 28 and I've never been in an actual relationship. I'm closer to 30.
Heartbroken?
Not really. I've had my feelings hurt. I'll say that.
That's so real. Yeah, I feel
like when I look back, I'm like, was my heart broken? No, but my feelings hurt. And he's watching. Yeah. He's watching.
I'm so eager. But that's the only thing that I feel like I'm behind on.
Is what?
I'm not really looking forward for a heartbreak, honestly. But, like, I've never had my heart broken.
Because here's the thing: do you think our first heartbreak is the nigga we're gonna marry?
No, but the thing is, if I have my first heartbreak, I don't think it's not safe for anyone. Like, actually, like. That will be my last relationship. See a different Mella on this show. You will really see a different Mella. Like, I don't think that's even, like, for me, it's like, I don't, like, from now, I'm even, like, manifesting it. It's not in my reality. No. I'm not built to have a heartbreak because I don't see myself coming back from that. Do you know what I mean?
No, because I actually admire people who get their heart
stomped on. And then they just get back up.
And then they try again. I
actually really admire y'all. Like,
I really do. Like that's a really great character. Yeah.
That is not me, though.
We have to change that. And by the way, I'm talking about me.
She's like, we have to change that.
No, I'm looking at a mirror, low-key. I'm looking at a mirror.
I don't know. That's crazy. Because imagine, I feel like this, like, with heartbreak, there's, like, trust, everything, too. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then having to get back up from that is crazy.
Okay, so talking about that, I'm thinking, like, in your 20s, do you have a difficult time with change?
No, I actually really love change. Like, that's the only time, like, I look forward to, like, life is, like, worth living. Because when there's change, I feel like, oh my God, like, it's like a new episode, a new season.
Gotcha. What's going to happen? What's the plot this time?
Exactly.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
I feel like I'm not, like, as resistant to change.
So then that means you're doing pretty, like, you're not, might necessarily not be enjoying your 20s, but for me, like 20s, it's all changing. Like I'm a different person every single year, especially for women. Which looking back, I'm so like the woman I am now, I'm going to say this when I'm 30, like, but the woman I am now, I'm so glad. I was trash when I was in my young years because I didn't know what I was doing. Everyone's trash when they're younger.
For sure.
So I'm so glad I didn't put anyone through emotional like heartache or anything like that with my BS because I was just figuring myself out. Also didn't love myself, so how can I love someone else? Exactly. So I'm actually glad that I've not been in a relationship because I need to grow up a little bit. So that's what I mean by like changes and challenges. What'd you say?
How are you with change? Do you like change?
Used to not like it. Because my confidence came from doing the same thing.
Routine,
and then perfecting that, whatever that is. But the job that I am now forces me to like, girl, I'm in a different city every week. Like, girl, you're going like, you know, and then it happens, plans change, whatever, and you just have to like go with the flow. But I used to be more like rigid, and now I'm more like change.
I feel like
change is good.
Like even like the way I react to like change that like, how do I say it? It's like the change that I'm setting or change that happens to me. Do you know what I mean? Like when it comes to like even falling behind with our timelines and everything, those aren't changes that you planned. Do you know what I mean? Like those are changes that like was like thrown at you. So with that, I feel like it would take much more time for me to like accept it and be like, okay, now like let's move on or like let's pivot or whatever. And I feel like that's the biggest thing that people struggle with.
So then I feel like you would do well. I'm not saying you would do well. That's horrible, but like maybe a heartbreak won't like because that's change. So it's like you will need a moment to mourn because a breakup is like you're losing that person low key. And then you'll move on. No.
Oh, for sure. I feel like yes, but I think it's like maybe I'm seeing the worst because I've never experienced it. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know how her because like that's a whole different realm when it comes to like emotions and vulnerability.
Like finding out your husband is your brother.
Exactly. I don't know how anyone could fucking pivot from that.
You like that callback? I brought that back. Yeah.
But I feel like that's the only like reason why I'm like I don't know how I would react with that. But when it comes to like life plans or like, you know, career changes, like when I got into VCU, I was a nursing major. I didn't walk out a nursing major or a nurse, obviously. But like things when like change happen to you, you kind of like those type of things like you can always like, you know, get back off of or whatever. So I feel like
that's actually it's called pivot. That's a great trait to have. It really is. And then not losing your enthusiasm while you're going through.
Exactly.
Someone said like success is basically going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. Like, okay, that didn't work. Try this. Like keep up with your energy and your passion. Because some people just get knocked down so many times they just don't want to get back up. And probably the last time you need to get back up is when you'll actually see some results.
And I feel like in our community, especially like the opposite community, you can be fine with change and you can be fine with pivoting, but the community is not fine with you pivoting. Do you know what I mean? Like they really want to keep you into like that's what like usually like a lot of people like struggle with too. Even like marriage timelines and stuff like that. Like I have my aunts calling me from Dubai talking about Mela, you're 23. Like, are you getting married soon? We should be like, you know, planning for a wedding in a year or two. I just graduated. What are you talking about? Like, actually,
I mean, you literally just graduated. Like,
exactly. But like,
have they even mailed you your diploma? Like, seriously.
Literally. And then they're like, the community is very like they give you a timeline and they want you to keep it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
so even if you're okay with pivoting, they make it feel like it's not okay too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like that's like one thing like a lot of people like our age probably like struggle with.
Oh, absolutely. And then it's also the moment you cross one finish line, they put another one. So it's like you graduate, same exact thing. I wasn't really allowed to date. And then it was like I was 18 and my mom was always asking like, so where's the boyfriend? It's like, so do you think I'm supposed to get these interpersonal skills like immediately?
Exactly.
Like know how to talk to
18. That's
like
good.
Yeah, literally, like in college, you're just asking like, "Hey, what's going on?" Whatever. I was like, "Babes, you don't want me dating any of these guys in college."
And
I promise
the
you.
woodworks, too.
Like
they don't even like. There's no like slow entrance or whatever.
No.
Like, where's the boyfriend?
And then boyfriend. So when you guys getting married?
Exactly.
Married. When are we gonna have kids? Like when you're gonna have another one?
It's never
like
ending.
it seems exhausting.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, I feel like it's really important for you to have your own timeline. So. I mean, even that one could like you're gonna have to pivot from that sometimes too. But like
I was just about to say that.
But even at least with your own timeline, it's like you can give yourself grace and you can kind of like, you know, let's say your parents want you married at 26 or like they want you to have a PhD, but you're like, no, first of all, I don't even want to go to college or like have your own timeline.
Yeah.
And then like you need to like be proud of that timeline. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Or like do it with like chest up, whatever chains happen.
10 toes,
it happens and what? Do you know what I mean?
And what?
And what, literally. Like
and what to everything.
Every first gen with like immigrant parents, we need to have an and what attitude.
And
like,
what?
Literally.
Like and what? Yeah. I for me, what was difficult in my mid-20s, like where you're at now, is breaking down my childhood fantasies. Like what my late 20s would have, or what my 20s or mid-20s would have looked like from like, I thought I was going to move out by a certain time. I moved out later than I planned to. Relationships, like just like my lifestyle. I thought I would be traveling more and like the YouTube game and like all this stuff. And it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
What was like your biggest childhood fantasies that you had to like break down, or like that you had to like accept, or like it's not going to happen in this timeline?
For me, it probably two things. The two things that really come to mind is probably I thought by now, at the very least, I'd be in a serious relationship. I did think that. Yeah. Because just so cliche, but like I want a couple years of enjoying marriage first before we even talk about kids. Like enjoy ourselves, travel, do whatever we want, and then have kids. The other one is I grew up with my parents' siblings, so my aunts and uncles, like down the street from one another. Yeah. So like it could happen one day, but like I really do dream of like my brother's house is right there, my sister's house is right there, and our kids like play, because it takes a village to raise a kid, so like get all the help that you can get. And like my brother moved out to Denver, my sister's living her life here, and
he ruined the vibes
for sure. Shout out to my brother. No, but realizing that like, oh no, Mila, like you only have, is it autonomy over your own life? They have to like, my brother, if you know him, this area does not make sense for him to buy a home. Denver, it makes sense. Like that city agrees with him, and having to like let that go and trying to like control. Yeah. But we should all be together.
Yeah, because then you're like overstepping other people's timeline.
Yeah. Like let them be them. Yeah. How about you?
Let me see. The thing is, I'm like, I hyperfixate on like career so much that I haven't set a timeline for anything else. So I feel like,
wow, I'm setting up for this one.
It kind of worked to my advantage, because like I haven't really thought of like, you know, like relationships. Like there's no timeline for me when it comes to that. Even when it comes to kids and stuff like that, because I'm very open to like adopting, blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean? So, but when it comes to career, I'm like, my career better be thriving when I'm 25. That's like in a year and a half. Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
We don't know what God might do in a year and a half.
Right.
Honestly, so
you do not know. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, like that's something that always it's in the back of my head. Like, okay, girl, it's coming. So you need to like, you know, step it up. But yeah, I feel like I talk about faith a little too much.
No, never too much.
But it's like, now you just like, I set the timeline and then I just let it go. That's
right. Like you heard me. This is what we kind of want. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like now it's like, it's so easy to blame yourself when you don't reach that timeline, because like you're actively on it. Do you know what I mean? If I were to look back and be like, oh, like I wish I did this, it's easier, kind of. Because it's like, it already happened. I can't do anything. Yeah. All I could do is just like, you know, work with it or accept it, whatever. But when I'm currently in the timeline, and I'm currently like reminding myself like, okay, by 25, something has to happen. I have to make some shit, whatever. And I'm like, okay, now I'm blaming myself for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's just not a fun time.
Exactly.
And realistically, it's a joke. We actually don't have control over it. We have control over our behavior and how we react to things.
Exactly.
But we don't have control over like, someone could hit us up tomorrow for an amazing guest, and that could change our lot. You never know.
Exactly.
Well, you know what I mean? Yeah. But being open to it, I agree with you. I'm pivoting.
Yeah. But one of the things I wish I learned, or I wish I like got better at, was like choosing my timeline over parents' expectations and stuff already. Because if that was the case, I would have never been at this major. I would have never majored in this thing. Do you know what I mean? Or I would have never went to this.
You would have been in this couch 4 years ago.
Exactly. Yeah. I would have started my content creation like bricks ago. Like all those things. I really think like it's really important to actually set your own timeline and literally like I said, the and what. Like, if I said and what when I was 19 instead of like 21 or 23, I would have saved so much time. Do you know what I mean?
So much time.
So yeah,
like what? I just want to hug that girl. I'm like, girl, who are you trying to be? That's not you.
Literally, like, oh my god. And I really made myself suffer, honestly. Like,
same.
The classes I was taking ridiculous.
Oh, I was like borderline depressed. Like I was like, what am I doing? But I was like, I have to finish because my siblings finished. Now I have all the student debt. Like it actually makes no sense. Literally. If it makes sense for you, go do it. But I wish I went to an art school, like your school, and majored in like got into like the radio show at the VCU, and then like the networking in Richmond, Virginia, like and how
Richmond is creative central,
right?
Creative central, like everyone's so absolutely
yeah. But I mean, God's timing, everything happens for a reason. Because I will say this, I do feel like the experiences that we have, girl, we should not be on these mics at 19. Like, let's be honest.
Oh, absolutely. I would have been canceled 3 years
like,
ago.
You know what I mean? But at least we have some, like, insight and stuff before that.
So like, maybe it's like have you read the book Alchemist?
Of course.
Oh, okay, see, you just get me. I love that book so much.
Yeah, I love how you're a reader, too. Like, I mean, people, you read, girl.
I do, but I need to get back on it. Like, I haven't read it. Bricks.
But she'd be like, oh yeah, I'm just reading this book. I'm like, oh, how long? She's like, oh, just for today. I was like, oh, so you're just gonna finish this thing out. Got it.
In a day. But what's it called? Like, it took him so long to get to the gold. And even like the gold I don't want to spoil it for anyone who wants to read the book.
Yeah, go on.
Like,
yeah. Even
the ending, like the way it ended and everything, like all that ups and downs that he went through was just for the, like, for him to win or whatever, but like it's the lessons that mattered more than like the destination or the journey. I'm trying to
tell that's not just a Tumblr post, guys. I'm really trying to
really
like
is the journey
that really is the like I feel like we're gonna have the most fun on these episodes than when we're at our 90th and we have and we're dealing with more stuff. Like this would be more memorable. This is what this is the dream now, which kind of gets me emotional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before it gets like even crazier, that's where I see it going. So enjoying this.
Exactly. I feel like when you're in the moment, like. Then it's like, okay, like you're cherishing every little things. So like in the future, you get like more like abundance or whatever because of it. Do you know what I mean?
I want to wrap up before we do Firsties Corner with like, do you have any regrets from your early 20s or your teen years?
Okay, well, one of the regrets is not starting social media early or caring what other people thought of. Do you know what I mean? Because I tried to start like vlogging and I tried to start content creation when I was like in my senior year. So that was like 2019. Everything's privated, obviously, but I was like, okay, what if people, what people think? People in my high school. When I tell you, I only talked to like 4 people from my high school or 5. Like, where are these people now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just really made it like I externalized everything and not like internalized like things that I would want to do or whatever. So I feel like caring about other people than just like myself.
Yeah, so like prioritizing.
That's my biggest regret. And and just being really bold with my decisions. Like I feel like now I'm doing whatever, but I don't care.
Yeah, I wish we knew and what back then.
Yeah, and what, literally. We need to make this like a merch or a slogan or something.
And what?
And what?
And what? Hashtag it. I would say for me, it would probably be I ignored, definitely what you said, but to do something different, I ignored positive feedback from people. Like, I'm sure if you look back, love, I'm sure someone told you. Yeah. I would meet random people or family members and be like, why aren't you on YouTube? Or, like, why aren't you on TV or whatever the case is? Or just doing something. And I'd be like, what? No, literally. I'm pre-dental. Like, no. They saw something in me. Or they saw the way I was obsessed with this one show or whatever. But I just ignored it. I'm saying, like, dozens of people. My parents, like, all of it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was just like, no. Like so I was basically lying to myself. Like, like I should have, because once you get that, because I do want to say, like, when you're following your passions, like, it has to make sense. I mean, you have to have the work ethic and also the talent for it as well. And I'm like, why did I'm looking back, like, my mentors, my babysitter, all that.
They were
telling
like,
you all that. I was just always like dancing or singing or something entertainment. And I just like was like, no.
Like, believing it, like, it doesn't matter how many people tell you, unless you believe it, it's never gonna happen.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you know now I'm standing on 10 toes because I really believe it. But you're so right. When I was thinking, I was like, no, because you're right. It only matters what you think of yourself.
Even in high school too. Shout out to my friend Samra. Literally, she's the one that's been there like since subscribe. She's probably subscriber number 1. I'm not even kidding.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to her. Like, love you down. But she's the only one, like, she used to post my YouTube channel and my vlogs more than me. I don't even talk about my vlogs. And she's like, go follow her, or like, love this vlog, or just clip and post it.
That's a day 0.
That's a day 0. Like, when I'm up, girl, you get a car, a house.
Remember those? No.
Yeah. Anything,
oh my God.
She used to be like that type of person, but like, it took me believing it. I'm just like, now I'm just like, okay, I need to be like bold with what I'm doing. And then I started, like, a month after she started posting my YouTube, that's when I started posting it on my story. Not even anything, my story. She used to like send it to people.
Yeah.
She was literally like,
shout out to her.
Day 1, literally. But yeah, like, you have to believe it for you to do it, like, not like other people.
You have to. Yeah, you have to. Because like, people could pray it over you, all the things, want it for you, but if you don't want it for yourself, then it's never going to happen. Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with Firsties Corner. All right, guys, we are back. That was a shameless plug, so make sure you follow us, firstiespod everywhere, and then also my personal Mila Fisaha, and then underscore her Mella underscore. Yeah, we'll add that in the description as well, so follow all of us. All right, so we're going to do Firsties Corner.
Do you want to tell them what that is?
Yes. So Firsties Corner, first, me and Hermela believe we know we could have not have gotten here without people in our corner. You just mentioned one of your day 1s.
Exactly.
Cannot do it without her. But our parents, our friends, we're really blessed with people around us. So we believe that even to get a little bit of success, you do have to have people in your corner. No one just makes it on their own. So we decided to do a Firsties Corner where you guys are going to submit in some questions or just topics or whatever you want. Show some love too if you want.
Sisterly advice.
Yes. Take it with a grain of salt. Because we're still learning too.
We're still learning.
Disclaimer.
We're not no pros, but yeah, we need to be like, it's just me though. Like,
yeah.
After everything,
or I don't know that.
I don't know about that,
but love you.
Right,
love you, girl.
Love you.
So if you want to submit to Firsties Corner, you could submit at firstiespod@gmail.com. That's firstiespod@gmail.com if you guys want to submit
and the link in the bio too.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. So this Firsties Corner, someone written in. I'm reading the screen up here because we have it on up here. Junior in college, and I want to change my major, but it's too late. And I really do want to graduate with my friends. What should I do?
I feel like that's what everyone really like struggles with.
Yeah, I feel like you should take it because you just graduated.
I just graduated. Yeah. Honestly, I would say love your friends, celebrate their graduation and everything, but choose your major. Change your major, because actually like sacrificing your future career and everything just to graduate with the cap and gown with your friends.
Honestly, just to kiki is crazy.
Exactly.
Like, literally.
But it's really hard though, because like FOMO, like if my friends were to graduate without me, because I was like in a position where my friends would have graduated without me too, that was not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Really not. Do you know what I mean? Because like you'd have FOMO. Like I understand, like it's a really hard like struggle, especially because like your friends are like your community.
Yeah.
And so like you can't even like bear being like in college without your friends there. But looking back, if I were to change my major and not graduated with my friends, but still came out with like, let's say if I was like career oriented and wanted to get like, you know, like a different major, and I knew that was going to like set me up for life, then I would do that.
Completely agree. I think looking back, when you're in the moment, I hear you. You do prioritize your social life, which is your friends. You're like, I can't be the one who's held back. Like,
for sure.
You feel less than, whatever the case is, you feel insecure. But I agree with you that, like, if you, let's say you're our little cousin, which you are, basically, right?
Literally.
I would be like, babes, let me hold your hand while I say this. It won't matter in a year. It won't matter in 6 months. The degree, you'll still get the degree. It does not matter the date or whatever. Exactly. But I do feel you that you do feel like it's like the end of the world. Like they're in their 21, maybe 22 or 20, a junior in college. Yeah.
Honestly, figure out if like the type of major, you know, like how like you would only have to add another semester or something. If that's the case, you can do that in the summer too. So try best, like, if someone's saying no, you're asking the wrong person. Go ask someone else and make sure, triple, double check. And then if that's the case, then just be like, accept it.
Yeah.
And just, you know,
try everything.
Your friends. But I feel you. Like, that's a hard, like,
you want to keep with your friends, right? Especially all the bonding and stuff. Like,
exactly.
yeah.
Right side, they're all going to come back and celebrate just her.
Right. And you could say she'd be pulling up to the graduation this year.
Like it's a wedding.
Little sisters.
Exactly, so.
Which is so cute. That's so cute.
Yeah,
it's again, this literally won't matter in 6 months. But I agree with you. Like, try to make it happen. You're going to have to like double up, maybe take 21 credit semester or even more. And then summers as well.
Yeah.
If that's really important to you, but it's not going to matter.
Exactly.
It really isn't going to matter.
This is what we're talking about, making your own timeline. It doesn't, like, don't be too focused with, like, I have to finish college in 4 years and da-da-da. Like, make it your own timeline. You're finishing it, like, in 4.5. And what? Just move on. This and what? I really want, like, an and what count. I don't know how many times I said it, but.
Yeah, we're going to do and what count. Yeah, drink like, every time you hear me say and what.
Literally.
They're going to be lit.
Yeah,
oh, that was amazing. That is it for this episode. Do you want to take us out, Mella?
Yes, that's it for the episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you follow Firsties Pod on every single platform. Yep. Follow Mila and me as well.
Please.
Subscribe, post notifications on. And yeah, we love y'all.
Take care.